Coming up next on Making Moves, the JTA wins a huge national award. We'll unveil the winning design for the new Jacksonville Regional Transportation Center, and we'll find out how a JTA employee played hero to a local woman under attack. I'm Donna Deegan. These stories and more right now on Making Moves. Hello and welcome to Making Moves. I'm Donna Deegan. Coming up on today's show, we'll meet two of the people responsible for the winning design of the new Regional Transportation Center. We'll also have the story of how a JTA employee saved a woman from an early morning attack at a Springfield street. But we begin with big news out of Charlotte, North Carolina, where the American Public Transportation Association named the JTA as its Agency of the Year at its national convention. Joining us from his office at the JTA headquarters downtown is CEO Nat Ford. And Nat, when we last talked, I told you it seemed as if JTA had won every award that there was to win. I guess there was at least one more. Really doesn't get much bigger than Agency of the Year.
That's right, Donna, and we're just so proud here at the JTA for receiving this distinguished award. The team here have worked very, very hard over the past few years, and this award is just recognition of the fine job that the JTA family has done. That goes from our board of directors, our staff here at the JTA, and more importantly, our riders. They were also part of this transformation of the JTA.
The JTA has had such a transformative year. Talk about some of the authority's key projects that clearly captured the industry's attention.
Well, it starts out with the route optimization back in December of 2014, and then we followed up with the First Coast Flyer launch in December of 2015. Our conversion to compressed natural gas buses, and those buses are equipped with Wi-Fi and a whole lot of technology that makes sure that our passengers know when the next bus is arriving at every bus stop. So it has been a transformation of the JTA that, one, improved reliability of service for our customers on a day-to-day basis, introduced new technology, both in terms of information to our customers as well as the fuel that our buses use today. And so we're just very excited and proud of the accomplishments in the past year.
One would think it would be hard to maintain that kind of momentum, but the JTA really isn't slowing down. You have another quarter of the First Coast Flyer coming online later this year, and we're about to show everyone the winning design for the new Regional Transportation Center that you're building in La Villa. 2016 is looking a lot like 2015. Very, very busy.
That's right, Donna. We have a team here that is excited about transforming transportation here in Jacksonville. We recognize that our community, with the Regional Transportation Center, with the expansion of First Coast Flyer, our community deserves a world-class transportation network so they can achieve their dreams. They're able to get to work efficiently and effectively and on time. They're able to get to the doctor and make those important doctor visits. They're able to go get an education and use the myriad of information and educational facilities in our community. And then, just as importantly, they have the opportunity to go and enjoy themselves using, for example, the stadium shuttle to get to Jaguar games. And so with that, we want to build a world-class network of transportation for the citizens of Northeast Florida. They deserve it, and we're delivering, and we can't move fast enough.
Does an award of this magnitude give JTA more cachet when it comes to funding for future projects?
This is very helpful. It's clear that the funding and the purpose and the vision of the JTA are tied together. And so as we go forward looking for opportunities to seek grants, both at the state level and at the federal level, our cachet, our brand goes a long way. We are a winning team, and winning teams get supported. And so with that, we're very proud of what we've accomplished here because it bodes well for the future of this community, the JTA, its riders, and the community at large.
Well, congratulations again. JTA wins Agency of the Year. Nat Ford, thanks so much for joining us and hope to get you right back here in the studio very soon.
Thank you, Donna. Looking forward to it.
In other news, we head to North Jacksonville, where the JTA is adding a nearly 200-spot park and ride facility at Lem Turner and I-295. The authority recently held a construction celebration at the site of the former North Jacks Motorsports on Armsdale Road, where the new facility is being built. Now, besides the parking spaces, the new $3.4 million facility will have an indoor customer waiting area, restrooms, customer service center, ticketing, bike racks, and security.
Once it's completed, the Armsdale Park and Ride facility, once it's completed in October 2016, will provide 189 parking spots, 11 of which will be dedicated for the disabled. And so we are going to be providing a facility that has the opportunity to draw riders and support our customers here in North Duval County, as well as attract customers from Nassau County.
I am so excited about what JTA is doing in District 7. Not just about this facility, but I'm also excited about what you're getting ready to do in the Brooklyn area. And so you're making my job very easy today. I just want to thank you and the leadership. I want to thank the board, thank your staff. But more than that, I want to thank the community.
Exciting day for Jacksonville, and I'm going to come up here and ride this with you and you.
When completed, the Armsdale facility will up the total number of JTA park and ride spots around the First Coast to 3,500. A Jacksonville woman escaped a robbery attempt by a gang of 6 men in North Jacksonville, thanks to the quick action of a JTA employee. Making Moves correspondent Karel Danzy talked with both hero and victim to get the harrowing details.
Meet William Guyton.
What's up, man?
Most people call him Pete.
Let's take care of that one.
He's one of JTA's bus stop crew members.
Okay, are we ready to go to the next one?
Every day, he and his team check on the thousands of bus stops throughout the city. They clean them.
We have to wipe the shelters down.
Clear the grass.
Have to cut a little bit.
And save lives.
So you never know what you can get into out here.
That's right. They save lives.
It was nobody but God that sent him that way down 12th Street to help me.
And Pete said the same thing.
And it just wasn't my plan to go down that street.
Early Wednesday morning, Chrissy Craig was riding her bike into work. She saw 2 cars traveling quickly in her direction.
They surprised me because they skid right in front of my bicycle. And so it made me have to stop.
I seen the 2 cars in the street, but by it being spring break, I thought maybe some parents was exchanging some kids, to watch or whatever while they go to work.
A couple of guys jumped out with tasers. I thought they were guns at the time when I first saw them, but they weren't guns. They began to say, "Give me your stuff, give me what you got." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What in the world?" And it's like 6:45 in the morning. Who was out this time of morning?
Luckily for Craig, Pete was checking on a bus stop close by.
I seen him and they saw him as well. And when they saw his truck, they went back to their car. So that was my chance to escape.
She got away from him and just started banging against the window. And, it started me a little bit. But like I say, I pulled over, but I didn't get out because I didn't know what was going on.
Pete was concerned that it was a trick. He thought they were working together to rob him. So he tried to pull off, but didn't get very far.
And I jumped to his car on his window and was beating on his window. Said, "Hey, let me in. These guys trying to rob me. They're trying to rob me." And he proceeded to pull off.
I stopped right there. And that's when she jumped in front of the truck. She got in front of the truck like this. And she wasn't gonna move.
And I said, "I'm gonna hold on to this window. You gonna drag me with you today. I'm gonna jump on your truck."
So when I knew that she wasn't gonna move, I knew it was serious.
He acted fast, got her in the truck, and took her to work. When they arrived, her manager said she was the second employee that was attacked that morning.
My whole life flashed in front of my eyes. And the only thing I was thinking about was my son, my kids, my grandkids, my wife, and what would they do without me?
Fortunately for them, they survived this dramatic ordeal unharmed. In Northwest Jacksonville, Karel Danzy, JTA Making Moves.
Police have captured 4 of the alleged attackers and continue to search for the remaining assailants. The JTA Board of Directors has approved the recommendation of the Selection Committee for the design and construction of a new regional transportation center in the La Villa neighborhood, just to the west of downtown. The team from Pond Michael Baker was the winning design firm. Making Moves chief correspondent Bill Milnes visited with members of the winning team to hear more about their design and how it will fit into the historic La Villa neighborhood.
The La Villa neighborhood of Jacksonville has a long and rich history. It was originally a suburb of Jacksonville before being annexed in the late 1800s. During the early 1900s, the more northern portion of La Villa was a haven for African American culture, hosting some of the top black entertainment names of the day. Eventually, the neighborhood went into decline. Then in 1993, the River City Renaissance Plan allocated millions of dollars to renovating and developing La Villa. Dilapidated buildings were torn down and significant historical structures, such as the Ritz Theater, were restored or reconstructed. But in southern La Villa, near the once bustling Union Station rail terminal, all that remained was empty lots, a skyway station, and the terminal building that was turned into a convention center. And so it has remained for more than 2 decades, until now. Armed with a new plan for the space, the JTA was determined to turn several parcels near the Skyway Station into a multimodal regional transportation center. A design competition followed. The team of Pond and Michael Baker International was chosen to design the new structure, armed with only 2 words.
Modern, iconic, that came from JTA. We really had a blank slate, so it was open to us to kind of create something memorable for the city.
This was JTA's second attempt at putting a regional transportation center in La Villa. The first one, a $180 million project back in 2007, was spread out over a 4-block area. It never got funding. This time, funding is already in place, and the center will be much less expensive and more compact.
You didn't want to take over the whole neighborhood. You have to allow for other growth to occur after you have a successful project. So we looked holistically at both the streets, other parcels. We talked to real estate firms that we knew in town, what would be the highest and best use, and then we started kind of building from there.
The project site is adjacent to I-95, and being the western entrance to downtown was not lost on the design team.
Well, it has great vision from I-95. It also has great connectivity to Brooklyn area, which is redeveloping, and as well as it has great connectivity and sight to downtown. So really, as people are coming into the city down I-95 or from I-95, it becomes a focal point that you can say, as you're traveling into Jacksonville, that first building you almost see and go, wow, yeah, we're in Jacksonville now. That building is iconic enough to make that happen.
As for the structure itself, its curved style mirrors another local icon, the bend in the St. Johns River in nearby downtown. But the design team didn't actually start their process with the building. Instead, the initial focus was on the plaza outside, a place they saw as a natural gathering spot.
You know, it'd be a very flexible space. You could bring food trucks in. It could have a taxi stand, drop-off area. But we wanted to make it, again, a place where everyone could coalesce around and the community could feel like it's theirs as well.
This transportation center is seen by local officials as more than just a transit hub. It is hoped it will be a catalyst for new growth and development in the long-dormant La Villa neighborhood.
At first, you need some housing and then some mixed use.
In La Villa, Bill Milnes, JTA, Making Moves.
Construction on the intercity bus station for Greyhound and Megabus is scheduled to begin in January and take about a year to complete. The groundbreaking for the new JTA administrative building is planned for August of 2017. Still to come on Making Moves, how the JTA is working on a safer walking and biking experience for area school kids, and when a Jacksonville transit story is not a Jacksonville transit story. We'll unravel that mystery when we come back.
Commuting to and from work was costing me a lot of money. Now, with transit tax benefits, I can use pre-tax dollars to have a cheaper, more reliable way to work.
Transit commuter tax benefits save me real money. The cost of my commute is deducted before taxes are computed on my income. This tax savings allows me to collect about 3 months of transportation costs over a 12-month period.
Just ask your employer. It's that easy.
Your transit commuter tax benefit is waiting.
Going to work just became much nicer.
Welcome back. At the start of the show, we told you about JTA being named Agency of the Year by the American Public Transportation Association. But it's not the only award the agency has won recently. It was also lauded for its CNG infrastructure project. That project was named the 2016 Environmental Project of the Year by the Florida chapter of the American Public Works Association. The project was a partnership between JTA, RS&H, and Clean Energy. The CNG project was selected for using an innovative public-private partnership approach that leveraged state and federal grants to build the CNG fueling station. The project modernized JTA's fueling and maintenance facilities, added new CNG buses, and constructed a public CNG fueling station that serves both private and personal CNG vehicles in Northeast Florida. JTA has a new chief financial officer. Brian Peters took over the CFO role in May. Peters comes to the JTA from Williams & Rowe, where he also served as CFO. In addition to his CFO duties, Peters will also lead the finance and technology divisions of the agency. Peters is no stranger to the transportation business, having previously worked with the Florida Department of Transportation. Children are, of course, our most precious assets, so keeping them safe is paramount. That's the objective of a partnership between the JTA and the Florida Department of Transportation. Making Moves senior correspondent Terry Casey tells us how that partnership aims to encourage more kids to bike and walk to school by improving the safety conditions in and around public schools.
How safe for your kids when they head for school every day, especially if they walk or ride their bikes? The feds, the State Department of Transportation, and the JTA want to make it as safe as possible for them through something called Safe Routes to School.
I guess I have been involved in this program because I had children who are walking and biking to school.
Valerie Feinberg is with the JTA.
I heard about this Safe Routes to School program, so as a land use planner and the things that I've done in my career, transportation planning, it was kind of a natural, I really want to learn more about it and see how we can, work this into what we're doing in the schools.
What is JTA's role in all of this?
From a JTA's perspective and why we want to be involved in it and work with the Department of Transportation is we know that we have a lot of deficits in our sidewalks. Sidewalks are missing around schools. Crosswalks are not safe because they're not marked. We have signs that aren't making vehicles and car drivers aware of pedestrians and bicycles. And we are rated one of the highest cities for pedestrian injuries and fatalities.
In fact, a 2016 report by the Alliance for Biking and Walking says Jacksonville leads the nation in both pedestrian and bicycle fatalities, and over the past decade ranked second worst, behind only Detroit.
And that's not really something we want to be known for. So JTA really felt that we have an opportunity to influence the way we design our communities, and it kind of goes along with some of the things that JTA is doing now. We have a program called Mobility Works, where we're going out and we're doing assessments of our corridors, where we're looking at all of the ways people actually get to our bus stops, which is sidewalks and crosswalks. Well, it just naturally aligns with the Safe Routes to School. So we thought, we can take what we're doing with our Mobility Works, we can attach the Safe Routes to School, which allows us to kind of leverage some more funds in order to build the infrastructure.
Congress enacted the program in 2005, but as far as federal funding goes, there is no fixed amount.
The amount of money fluctuates depending on what's allocated to the states.
That makes it tough.
It does make it tough, but it's a really great resource of additional funding.
Seeing progress keeps them fired up about schools like Andrew Robinson Elementary.
It's in Springfield and it's very walkable. A large percentage of those children walk to school. So We just started with that program.
They met with school leaders and talked with parents.
How do you feel when you walk to school? We gave them a survey. You know, do you let your kids walk to school? Do you feel safe when they're walking? What are you seeing? You know, what kinds of things are you running into? And then we take all of that data and we go out into the neighborhood and we walk around and we see where the problems are, and then we make recommendations based on that.
Why should parents care about this?
They want their children to be safe. And not only safe walking to school, but it also benefits the community around it, because the community benefits from the sidewalks and crosswalks.
In Jacksonville, Terry Casey, JTA Making Moves.
Bus routes no longer meet the needs of the community. Buses don't run on time, often enough, or late enough into the evening. All the bus routes go through downtown. Public transit just doesn't go where I need it to go. Those are all things people told JTA before it launched its route optimization initiative back in December of 2014. Except this story isn't about Jacksonville or the JTA. It was actually happening 800 miles to the west in Houston, Texas, where 9 months after JTA launched ROI, Houston's Metro launched an almost identical plan. They call it reimagining. And just like the JTA, it's been more than 30 years since their last overhaul.
I use the bus and the rail for every single thing that I do.
Before the reimagining, this bus ran about every 30 minutes. Now it runs every 12 to 15 minutes.
There needed to be more connectivity. It needed to have longer hours on certain routes.
It was decided that the system change would happen overnight, and so that on Saturday, the old system was in place. Sunday, a brand new system was rolled out.
I ride Metro every day, so I got to know what was great about using transit, but I also got to know what was bad about our system. Things like buses that were infrequent, things like not being able to connect in logical places. Local bus was dropping steadily, even though we were adding service, and we all became convinced the problem was the system.
Metro Board undertook a process to rethink Metro's transit system from the ground up. It was called System Reimagining, and we spent about 2 years in a very community-driven process developing a new bus system for the city.
The old bus network was people's baby. Like, people grew up riding those same routes. The routes hadn't been changed like since the 70s.
What happened is our population starts moving away, but our bus system never really adjusted to it. And so what you had neighborhoods that would connect through downtown to then go to another place. So if you want to go anywhere else in the city, you did that transfer really in downtown.
I got a chance to ride the routes before they put them in place and see where things that we needed to change on it. But I love the new bus network because now we have operations on weekends, during the evenings, and more people were able to get to and from work, to and from school, to events, and it really has opened the city up.
I live in Montrose. It's within walking distance of the 82, and the impact that has had on my life, that I really do not drive a car while I'm in the city.
Well, look at this, look at all these opportunities for grocery stores, for shopping. There's a hospital on our route now, job opportunities.
I just have more options. I can actually get to places that I had written off. So on a Sunday, for example, I can get to our brand new signature park on Buffalo Bayou on the bus. That wasn't even a possibility before.
Willingness, first of all, from the Transit Authority to say, okay, let's start with a clean sheet of paper and let's begin to look at how this system should work. It took guts.
The real key to success, I think, is asking some of those questions about what is the goal for your city, for your region, in terms of the types of transit you're trying to revive.
Let's get people out of these cars.
And not encouraging single occupant vehicle trips.
When we come back, JTA will still be your ride to the stadium this football season, but it won't be on the stadium shuttle. We'll explain next.
Happy employees mean a happy workplace. My employees take advantage of transit tax benefits. Employees use pre-tax dollars to pay for their commute, reducing taxable income. And the more pre-tax reductions that are made, the more employers decrease their payroll taxes. There's no enrollment period for transit tax benefits, and your business or employees can join or leave anytime. Plus, one of JTA's transit benefit partners does all the work. Your transit commuter tax benefit is waiting.
Well, the NFL draft is over. Training camps will soon be starting, and that means football season is just a couple of months away. Yay! For the past 21 years, the JTA Stadium Shuttle has safely and speedily transported well over 1 million fans to and from Everbank Field for the Jaguars games, the Tax Slayer Bowl, and other special events. The shuttle is also reliable. It's been voted on by NFL fans as the league's best game day transportation experience. This August, the service returns for its 22nd season, but with a brand new name.
The Stadium Shuttle is now the Game Day Express. And we decided after 22 years to change the name of the service because we hope that we're going to be able to expand it to other venues. Right now, of course, we provide service for the home games of the Jaguars and for the Florida-Georgia game and the Tax Slayer Bowl. But with all the professional sports coming to Jacksonville and some very good college sports as well, we hope to be able to provide service for those venues as well. And for that reason, the Game Day Express made perfect sense.
Ticket prices for the Game Day Express will stay the same as last year, $7 for downtown lots, $12 for suburban lots. Sounds like it's time to start shopping for that teal face paint. And that will do it for us today. As always, you can find us anytime on Facebook at facebook.com/JTA Making Moves and on the web at jtafla.com. For everyone here at Making Moves, I'm Donna Deegan. We'll see you next time.